This week on Game On, we chat with some of Leitchville-Gunbower's premiership winning stars.
We catch up with Moama co-captain Luke Eldridge after their season was ended.
Find out the results from the back-to-back premiership win in the Pecola and District League.
And we bring you all the weekend's netball action.
Well, the Heathcote and District League came to a close on Saturday with the senior grand final played off between Leitchville-Gunbower and North Bendigo. They've been long-time rivals for a while now, and they've really been the benchmark side for quite a few years, and they've really been a step above the rest, you could say, this season. North, they've been in 5 of the past 6 grand finals and won the last 2 over Leitchville-Gunbower. So Leachy Gunny, they were coming with a bit to prove, and they certainly redeemed themselves. For 2017, they have finally won their first flag in the Heathcote and District League since joining the league in 2010, and only their second flag as Leitchville-Gunbower. There was certainly a lot of buzz amongst the players after the game, and we actually caught up with some of them, and here's what Hoby Bussey, leading goal kicker Matt Perri and captain Daniel Couwenberg had to say.
I'd like to stay out here forever, but you probably can't, so it's been a lot of hard work. We've I'm struggling. I've been at the club 9 years, and we've lost 2, and we've finally got over the line. A lot of people have put in a lot of hard work for us to get here, so this is how I'm feeling.
It's just a bit of relief more than anything. Losing the last 2 grannies. I think we've only lost 6 games in 3 years, and 2 of them have been grand finals, so it's good to do it for the community of Leitchville and Gunbower, really.
Very tired, exhausted, but yeah, super happy. Back with all the boys, we've dug in deep today and really come out on top and earned ourselves a premiership medallion. I think it was our contested footy, and so we win the contested footy, get to the outside runners, and that's our best thing.
Oh, it's massive for the club. People put in so many hours work, and they don't get rewarded, so this is their reward. That's what it's about. It's about holding up communities, bringing together communities. That's what it's about.
Oh, it's huge. It's so much bigger than just us boys who play. We're only 22 that represented. So these 2 towns, Leitchville and Gunbower, it's a massive club, and I have so much respect for them. It couldn't happen to a better club. I'm glad we could get that.
I suppose when the game was on the line, I kicked a few goals, and did my job. And it's good to play well in the grand final, because didn't have the best first year. Last year I played all right, and it's good to play well when you win them, that's for sure.
Well, we never play together again, the same team, and to come out with one of these is just, it's awesome.
Oh, it's massive to get them. It's massive. I hate North Bendigo. But I respect them. And it's good to beat them. It's good to beat them, very good.
Oh yeah, I guess so. They're the benchmark. It's always good to beat them. What can I say? I'm so proud of the boys. They're fantastic today.
Well, thanks very much for catching up with us, guys. It was fantastic to share those moments with you. And look, it was a fantastic day and just a really polished performance. A 26-point win in the end for Leitchville-Gunbower. They always did look the better side, but they couldn't quite finish off and really extend that margin and put the game to bed until late in the fourth quarter. Only 3 goals in at 3-quarter time. But Daniel Couwenberg, he stepped up when the moment really needed someone to stand up. He kicked 2 goals to start that quarter, and I think that really broke the Bulldogs' resistance. They kept fighting, but there was really no way back from there. Look, there were a ton of star contributors, but Matt Perri, we know he's probably the best forward in the league with just a massive season. He kicked 6 goals for the game, but early in the contest, the Bombers needed someone up forward to really capitalise on that midfield dominance, and he was brilliant. He kicked the first 3 of the game. He just looked a threat throughout, and he's just such an important player for them. And look, the most crucial period of the game, just before half-time, North Bendigo were in front. But Leitchville-Gunbower, they had to make a statement before halftime, and they really did. They turned it on. Their midfield play was fantastic. Tim Lincoln, he kicked 2, and look, he was the best player on the ground, winning the Vic Country medal for that. And Mitch Bruns too, he kicked the goal there, and I thought Bruns was fantastic throughout the game. His run and transition play right across the ground was just fantastic. They really needed him. But look, there were just so many contributors, and I think that's how a team, wins the grand final. You have to have a really balanced team performance.
Yeah, and speaking of that, contributions, a lot of them came for their 17 and 18-year-old kids, and to have a senior flag at that age is quite the incredible achievement. It's something really exciting for those young guys.
Yeah, that's right. And another team, we're going to move across to the Murray League now, another team with a lot of those younger guys is Moama. but their season is over after a reasonably disappointing 48-point loss to Barooga. Look, I think the most disappointing thing about it, Moama, they were right in the contest throughout, and then 3 points down at the start of that final quarter, and they just fell apart. They just ran out of legs. They couldn't go with Barooga, and I think that's disappointing because they have been playing their best football of the season in this sort of last month, and to just run out of legs, I mean, that's, it's really just a disappointing way for it to end. The real problem with the second quarter though, Barooga kicked 7 goals to 1. Moama, with those young, fresh legs, they should have been able to run the ball really quickly against Barooga, but it was the Hawks who dominated the play. They transitioned the ball well, and Moama couldn't really defend them. The defenders actually did an okay job, but the tall Barooga forwards, they really started to use their size late in the contest and throughout really, and that's how they were able to kick that winning score. Look, it's a positive season for the Moas, as we've mentioned, that the young players, getting games into them is the most important thing you can do, and they've become some of their biggest and most consistent contributors, guys like Noah Wheeler, Cooper Barber, Logan Power. It shows that they've got faith in that group when you've got guys like Archer and Jones recommitting. So look, there's plenty of positive signs, but they do have a lot of work to do, Moama, because the gap between them and sides like Barooga and even Echuca is probably still pretty big. Well, we did get the chance to catch up with Luke Eldridge, the co-captain, after the game to get his thoughts on the season.
Yeah, well, to be honest, a bit buggered. It's the first warm match I've had in a while, but we had a fair dinkum crack, and I suppose that's all you can ask. It's just disappointing, which I suppose that's the end of our season, so yeah, not much we can do about it. Oh, look, once they got a run on it, they got ahead of us in the midfield, and then their forward entries were a lot cleaner, so it was pretty hard to defend. And they seemed to mix things up a bit and rotate their forward line, and they had a pretty good blend. So, possibly we ran out of legs. It's pretty demoralising too when you had so many good forward entries and it came in. It's pretty hard to defend. Probably surprised actually, because there's a big gap between our senior blokes and our younger guys. So our young brigade have really stood up and learnt a lot. I'd say it's a pretty good season and all. We would have liked to go a little bit further, and I think we would have matched it up well with Nathalia, but that's not to be. But we'll take it as a positive. As I said, we've got a good platform of young guys, and there's a few wise heads going on again. So if we can keep that balance and keep most of the playing group and add a bit more depth, I think we'll be all right next year too.
Yeah, look, disappointing for the Moas to be knocked out so close to that grand final. But as you said, there are a lot of players sticking around, so some promising signs in the future for the club. Barooga, they'll now be fighting for that final spot in the grand final against Echuca, but they'll have to take down the reigning premiers Nathalia to do so, which they'll be looking to do this Saturday at Cobram. Nathalia, they had the edge on them during the season, but they've only come up against each other once in the home and away, and they haven't seen each other yet these finals series, so it'll be interesting to see who gets the win there. Across in the Bacola and District League, and Bacola United, they have become back-to-back premiers after taking down Strathmerton. They won by 18 points in the end at Blighty, and it really came down to that team brand of footy that Bacola has become known for under their coach John Varco. They got the lead early, and then they were able to just really hold on to that, but it was the third quarter that really set them up for the strong win. They made a few changes at halftime. They brought on a more of a small forward line. You had guys like Kyan Wyatt, who was their sub, a 17-year-old kid coming on, and he was really inspirational in that third quarter. He kicked 3 goals for them. He combined with Adam Jorgensen and Thomas Byrne. They each finished the game with 2 goals, but it was just their ability to step up as some of the younger players in the side and really lock the ball inside that attacking 50 that won them the game in the end. John Walker, Reese Woodland, Ian Fry and Tim Scadden, look, they were also crucial to the win, and it was Strathy's Max Canfield who was named the best player in the final. Strathy, they fought back hard in the last quarter, but I think they're going to come to regret that third quarter. They kicked 8 behind, so had they have converted when they needed to, it would have made for a bit of a different margin and probably a different outcome.
That's right, but the outcome we did get was that back-to-back premiership for Bacola, which is huge. But they also had the reserves winning the grand final against Strathy as well, so it just shows what a fantastic period, and I guess, what a great situation the club is in at the moment. And even going forward, it sounds like most players and coach John Barker will be sticking around, so you could probably forecast future success, and they're already starting to target a few recruits and even improve heading into next season. So it's just a great time at Bacola United.
Into the Murray Netball League, and Moama has made it through to the grand final after defeating Tongala at the semi-final in Barooga on Saturday. The intensity of the game was right up there, but Moama just looked the classier side in the end, and it was their composure that was really key to their success in the 19-goal upset. They were picking off balls from every area of the court, Moama, and especially in that middle third. Coach Charlotte Long, she was pretty vital in taking a few key intercepts in that middle third and really making Tongala second guess every pass. Georgia Grove, she was incredible in the goal ring. She really held her own. She was steady, she was calm and reliable under the ring against some pretty experienced and tough opponents too. So all credit to her, especially as one of their younger players. Up the other end, Ange Slattery in defence, she really shut down Tony Serena Backman, matched her for height and won every rebound, which is incredible for Ange. And then also Georgie Crowe, she came and took a lot of good intercepts outside the ring too.
Yeah, moving across to Tony, I mean, look, they only had 12 players to choose from for those A and B grades. Obviously, some very difficult circumstances there. And look, it made the task almost impossible, especially against a side like Moama, to have 3 or 4 girls who had to play a full game in both A and B. It just makes the task, reasonably difficult. We know Tongala, when they were able to beat Moama back earlier in the season, they were really patient with the ball and really made sure they, pinpointed those passes. I think it was just a bit the opposite this week. They rushed their play a little bit too much and just really played into the hands of Moama. We know they're, well known for that defensive pressure across the court. So when you give them a chance like that, it's going to make the task very difficult. With all the surrounding circumstances around this game, I think it's one for Tongala just to move on from as quickly as possible and just target next week and trying to get that grand final spot. Yeah, look, and they'll be hungry for that second chance against Moama, but they'll have to take down Denny, who managed to take out the reigning champions, Echuca United, on the weekend. It was the first quarter, though, that really let the Eagles down. They ended up being down by 8 goals at quarter time, and from there it was always going to be hard for them to fight back, especially against a quality side like Denny. They really struggled in bringing the ball out of defence, and a few poor decisions and passing just really let them down in that attack, and they threw away way too many balls and they weren't able to make up that first quarter margin. They changed it up in defence in the third. Amy Gledhill, she moved out into goal defence. They brought Elle Florence, their coach, on into goalkeeper, and Tilly Keenan also came on into wing defence, that premiership defensive lineup that we're used to seeing. And look, it made a massive change. It just made that transition down the court so much easier, and as Denny's coach said, it's probably a change they're going to come to regret, because in that last quarter they got within 2 goals. So really disappointing way to end the year for the Eagles, but they've still got 7 of their 8 teams into finals, so hopefully they can get some success at the club. It'll be interesting to see who will make it through in A grade, though, between Tony and Denny. It's going to be a close game either way and sets up for a really exciting grand final. Well, that ends another show. Be sure to tune in to riverineherald.com.au and our Facebook page for next week's episode, and grab your edition of Monday's Riv to see if you're the American hotel space in the crowd. Well, good luck to all the teams still fighting it out in finals, and stick around now. We're going to bring you some of the celebrations from Leitchville-Gunbower's premiership.